we're leaving Ensenada. All the nasty weather has passed. You can see some of the remnants of the rain and storm clouds. Sam's saying it's gonna rain on us again around noon. There's gonna be lightning. But we're timing our departure from Ensenada so that we leave in a lull, and then we're gonna catch a little bit of strong wind again, it's predicted, but then the wind's gonna change directions and it's gonna be downwind all the way to Cedros and Bahia Tortuga. So we're timing it so that the worst of it has passed. We're gonna get a little bit of wind, a little bit of upwind, maybe on our beam, but not much. But this morning, I'm pretty excited because we made our first ever DSC call. So I called Discovery Princess right there on the horizon. So I just called them to confirm of their intentions to pass port to port or if they were gonna turn or anything. And it was pretty cool. I just clicked on their ship, said call, chose channel 13, which is bridge to bridge, and they picked up and answered, "Hi Ambrosia, good morning." It's pretty cool. So I love the added safety that our AIS gives us. It's amazing. No more guessing. What are you eating? Oh, your little chocolate nuts, huh? Yum. So the wind finally filled in as predicted. We've finally been able to shut off the engine and sail. And these are just the remnants of the 30-40 knots of wind that we had last night. So we've timed our exit at Ensenada just precisely so that we get the tail end of this. We're gonna be going, we're not really going upwind. The wind is on our beam, so we're not heeled that much. I'll try and show that up there. But you can see that the swell is still coming from the south. So it was blowing southerly hard. So this is pretty good. We're going straight into the swell, but the wind is on our beam. Couldn't ask for better. Last thunderstorm. It's right on our port side. After this, we're clear of storms up ahead. And the forecast is for no wind and smooth ocean. So this is the last one of the morning. Beautiful. Hey Sam, you want to come up here and see this?
here.
Beautiful. Look behind you.
Oh,
No,
look.
not that way. Behind you. That way.
That way.
That way.
That way. Pretty. Very crisp rainbow.
Yeah. We're about to get sunshine, baby. Look at that. Autopilot doing its thing, saving our ass. Diesel engine powering through the storm. All right, baby. Things have finally mellowed out a little. The thunderstorms have passed and the sea state is kind of coalescing. It's still a little confused. We've got cross swell and the boat is pitch poling and rolling. So it's kind of like a washing machine out here, but the wind is finally coming from the south gently, and that was expected as the eye of the storm is crossing over the Baja Peninsula. We're getting the very kind of tail end of the southerly blows, and then as the eye goes immediately over us, it'll be dead calm, and then sometime around tonight we're going to start to see the other wall of the eye pass over, and we're going to get increasing downwind until eventually the storm dissipates over the Sea of Cortez, and the steady northerlies take shape and push us all the way down to Bahia Tortugas. So we timed our exit just perfectly. We got just a little bit of thunderstorms, mixed wind, you know, crosswinds between thunderstorms, and a little bit of southerly right on the nose. But all in all, it's pretty mild, and it's getting better, which is great.
See the rainbow behind you?
Yeah, and there's a rainbow behind me. Another one. DJ Rainbow, another one. So it's the end of the day. Shortest day of the year, it's December 21st. We left Ensenada this morning and we had quite an interesting time dodging thunderstorms. We had to motor, and then we'd get wind, we'd turn off the motor and we'd sail, and then we'd lose the wind and be bobbing and flogging, we'd turn on the motor, and it was just kind of that all day. But for, I don't know, past 2 hours or so, we've been sailing, and we're making a really good course. We're pointed south, sailing upwind. We're on a close reach, and we're aiming straight for Islas Cedros.
I'm gonna go up on deck because the starboard jib sheet is stuck under something.
Okay,
Pull it free.
cool.
Rather now before it gets dark, and then we're like,
Yeah, I know what it's stuck under.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's our bumper for the dinghy.
Oh, you think?
I think so. Sam, what you making for dinner?
Okonomiyaki.
Okonomiyakis.
Yeah.
What goes in those?
It's like a cabbage pancake.
Mm.
But I don't have an okonomiyaki mix. So I decided to use the tacos pescados, like fish batter.
As the batter, huh?
As the batter, I added a few extra spices to it.
That looks really thick, babe.
No,
Yeah? Alright.
that's good.
I trust you.
Squishy flip-flops. Because we have cabbages. I should have bought more cabbages.
Oh, speaking of cabbages, show us your cabbage patch.
My little burper.
Yeah. What is this?
It's too tiny. I should have made this much bigger and bought like 10 cabbages, but I'm experimenting with some sauerkraut recipe that Pat gave us.
Oh, very nice.
So we'll see how that turns out.
So it's your little baby, you gotta burp it every day.
Yeah, I gotta burp it every day for 2 weeks. And then hopefully we'll have sauerkraut after 2 weeks.
Very nice.
I'll probably start another batch when we buy another cabbage. That way we can continuously have batches of sauerkraut.
So we always have sauerkraut for sandwiches.
Yeah, that would be nice.
this was last night. Right around where my finger is was around sunset, and then we kind of sailed with the wind on our beam and the wind coming from this direction. We could not go in this direction, so we had to sail perpendicular to the wind. And now that the wind is finally picked up and it's filled in, the eye of the storm is kind of crossing us. The wind is coming from its typical northern direction and at a good intensity, like 10 knots. There's whitecaps around us, so now we're actually able to point downwind with the wind. And let's see, Cedros is right there, and I think we're going to make landfall after in Bahia Asunción, which is probably this conglomerate of waypoints. Yeah, that's Asunción right there. We'd like to see our friend Letty. So at this rate, going 3 knots. Let's see what the cockpit says. It should take us 46 hours. Oh, fuck, we're gonna be here a while. Oh, shit. So this is the solution that I found to make any kind of progress downwind in such light air. And that's to stow the mainsail and pull out the jib. You can see it luffs, like right now, but it doesn't make a deafening sound in the cabin, and the luff is very gentle. It's not banging the spar. So the boom was just banging and banging and banging. Even if we put a preventer on it, you stop the boom from moving, the sail is still free to flog through the air as the swell rocks the boat. And it was deafening, it was too much. So we put it away, and now we're just sailing downwind, deep downwind, with the jib pulled out. We're not making good speed. We're only going at 2 knots, but we're pointing exactly where we want to go. And that's good enough for me. We can live on the boat. The boat is flat, it's upright. Don't even have to hold on to anything. It's very comfortable. So in time, we'll get to where we want to go.
Later that evening, the wind picked up approaching gale force, and the sea state that ensued was intense. We endured crashing waves that would spin the stern around as if ambrosia were a toy. The footage that I'm showing now was captured the next morning, once conditions had calmed, but beware as this footage still might induce nausea.
Boy, today was a spicy day. I just got done hand steering for what seems like forever. The waves were so big and so confused that the autopilot just couldn't keep up. It was just thrashing the back end of the boat. And yeah, I just hand steered all day just to make it more comfortable and, you know, not put too much strain on the autopilot. But now it's chilled out a bit, and the sea state is a little bit more uniform and the autopilot can handle it now. When it was really rough and gosh, big seas and wind like 20-25 knots from behind, we ripped the jib. So we're gonna have to repair that in Asunción before we continue on to Cabo. So we've been making really good progress with just the main alone. Even though we're crippled, we've been exceeding 8 knots downwind with just the mainsail. At one point I opened up Navionics and we were doing 9 knots speed over ground. So we are flying towards Cedro Island and Turtle Bay. So at this rate we'll probably arrive in Asunción probably by tomorrow morning before noon, I think. I should check the Navionics and see. But yeah, we've already had our first major failure. I mean, aside from the inverter, because we had a spare. The jib is totally out of commission. It's just furled up, all mangled. So once we get to Asunción, I'll take that down and start effecting repairs. So I'm just feeling a little sunburnt, and I'm gonna take a little rest. And yeah, check in with you guys later. All right, so today we see land. We've just passed Cedros Island, which is that big mountain in the back. Turtle Bay is up ahead. And we've been having a little issue with electricity. Given the fact that we're often sailing directly into the sun, the sails have been shading the panels for the majority of the day. And even like today, where we've got beautiful, clear, bright sun in the morning, the panels aren't even remotely oriented to capture and harness that sunlight. They're all in the shade. So we've been slowly dwindling our battery capacity down. So today we hit the low voltage alarm with 10% battery. So we had to fire up the diesel engine to get some electricity from the alternator to bring that battery up to about 15% where we're comfortable. And by then, the sun should be high in the sky and we'll continue charging our house bank with solar. But let me show you on the map where we are right now. All right, that's us right there. So we just passed Cedros, and here's Turtle Bay up ahead. And we're not gonna stop in Turtle Bay. We're just gonna keep going all the way to Bahia Asunción, and we're gonna hang out there for a while. So we're gonna drop anchor in Asunción. Navionics says that we should get there in 15 hours, which would be late at night.